everybody. Welcome to the grand opening of Tree of Hope. It's a long, long time coming. You know, but one thing I do want to say is that, you know, like Bunny and I stand up here, but we stand on the shoulders of like just about everybody in this room. Everybody, this is literally a community center, right? In its inception, in how it's grown, evolved, and where we are now. And that's kind of what we want to do once we open the doors. Like what we do here at Tree of Hope, we do peer support, we do training, and we give people opportunities to use those skills in the community, right, where it's most needed. But other people do really great work, right? You know, we've been working on a town hall to be able to bring together organizations to partner to kind of treat the person holistically, right? You know, just not one part of a person. You know, one thing I've learned in my recovery path is I am many things, right? I'm not just one thing, right? And it's no reason why, you know, they come to us. I want to be able to give them a holistic experience, not by me, because I'm too tired to do all that stuff, right? You know, but by partnering and creating relationships in the community so we can wrap around those individuals to, so when they walk away from us, we're leaving them in a community that's embracing them, right? That they found the suit that fits them, that they can stand on their own 2 feet, and that's what success looks like to me, you know. And it's been working. The town hall that we've been giving for 3 years in the community, it started out where organizations were in constant competition with each other. Now the conversations on those town halls are, oh yeah, we're partnering to like fill in a gap of services that lies between our program and their program, and they're creating like new things, you know, that they're creating safety nets between the two, right? And that's never happened before, not that I've seen, right? So I'm really excited about what's going to happen next and the partners and the friendships that we have made, because I feel really blessed at the fact that whenever we need something, you know, my higher power puts exactly who we need to go with to the next place, right? Even down to my staff, like Dee and Abby, you know, my best friend Kim, she was put in my life a long time ago, you know, but, you know, they've been instrumental in us being able to do the kind of work that we do without effort, you know what I mean? It's like this job, I feel like doing this kind of work means I never have to work another day in my life, right? I just get to have fun and do what I be doing anyway, you know. I want to thank a couple of people specifically, and I know Bunny got a thank you list, so I'm gonna get mine in. So I'm gonna be
on my desk.
Go get it. Go get it. Go. D has it. Bunny. D has it. She's going to get it.
Oh, okay.
So I really want to thank Meghan. I'm getting ready to cry. You know, when I worked for corporate America. I worked for an international law firm for many years, and I had just gotten to a place where, like, actually, I think my higher power put me in a place where that just wasn't working for me anymore. And I was making good money, you know what I'm saying? And, but emotionally, I was done, you know, and I was talking to Meghan about it, and she says, I got a perfect job for you. And I'm like, how much it pay? I was like, whew, like, you know. But, you know, at that point in my life, like, the money didn't matter to me, my peace of mind did. And, like, she put me in a place to experience true pure work, right? And it just lit a fire under me. She's been a mentor to me. She's been a support. She's been my biggest cheerleader. She's just been everything, right? And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that, like, I'll let Bunny tell it because he got a lot to say about it too, right? So, but I just want to let you know that I appreciate you in my life, right? And thank you for everything you've done for us. You know,
yes.
Dr. Crowel, you know, he's been our biggest cheerleader and supporter. You know, it's like really hard. It's really unusual that you meet people who are like high-ranking officials. You know what I mean? That you know. Well, he know what I do. That's how we do. That's how we do, right? So, that you can actually talk to that really understands what the vision is, right? That embraces the fact that, you know, like what the grassroots effort is, where the heart is, right? And you know, you don't find that many politicians with heart, right? And Dr. Crowel is definitely one of those people
I
that
wouldn't call him a politician.
politician.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, my family, my mom, you know, my sponsees, Trish and Kara, they've been with me through everything. I'm going to let Bunny got a longer thank you list, so I'm not going to like be redundant, right?
Okay.
And but thank you so much and for everything. Oh, Scott, he brought the food, so we got to thank him.
Yes. Scott Feldman, Giuseppe's. Yes, let's thank him. And it's so many people, man. Thank you all. First of all, everybody is here right now. James Sutton, absolutely. Because I don't believe that we would even be here without James, okay? And it's a long story I can't get into right now, but he pulled me and encouraged me all along the way from the beginning with not only peer recovery, but with AODAC, right? So I would not have been on AODAC, and AODAC was very instrumental in everything that's happening and still today, right? And I appreciate that, and I want to say that to you and Dick Kunkel, who is not here, and also Hardy Bennett. There's so many people, you know, friends. I mean, we became friends to people there, and it's just powerful. And Larry Simmons, who is still a partner on our board now. But I remember going there. Thank you again, James, for telling me I got a place. They're looking for people, come and apply. And Larry Simmons, when I got there, and he was talking in one day at the county council, I mean at the advisory council meeting, and he said, "We are our own worst advocates." And that was a powerful statement. Larry, you know I've mentioned this before, but I heard that, and I took it to heart. And I said, we need to advocate for ourselves, because if we don't, they're going to figure, you know, it must be okay. We must like the way things are going. You know, so that's what Latonia and all of us and so many of you all have helped us do all along the way. And that's, you know, and that's the reason why we're here, man. Like Latonia mentioned one thing, coming from the heart, man, there's nothing more important than where your heart is, right? I mean, you know, when your heart is in the right place, your head will catch up. You know, and I'm telling you, man, you know, and I've seen this. This is the best. Today represents the best that Montgomery County has to offer. Okay, from the bottom to the top. Everybody in here is connected and making this happen today, man. I didn't have my list, but I wanted to thank. Okay, Judith, yeah, Judith. But I also want to thank Brandon, the representative. Where's Brandon? There he is, Brandon. Thank you. Look, Brandon took us on a world tour of all kinds of facilities throughout Montgomery County, thanks to Larry involved with that. And I mean, we went for months, different places, and every time it would fall through for whatever reason, right? And look, I had to keep turning to Latonia. She was getting frustrated. And, you know, but some of them were way out in Germantown, you know, Gaithersburg, off the beaten path, you know, and not only that, in office parks or whatever, industrial parks. And every time something happened, I just have to turn to Latonia and say, well, a higher power don't want us there. He's got something better for us. And lo and behold, here we are. Here we are. I mean, we came and when we came, we looked for half the space, and they gave us, and then we started talking. We looked at these rooms here. We said that would be perfect for us. We wouldn't. All the other places we had to move walls, turn this around, change floor plans. So anyway, okay. Now, again, you know, I don't know. If I start thanking people, I'll be here all night. And there's Councilman Katz. Yeah, thank you. He's been a supporter all along, even back from when he was mayor in Gaithersburg. He's been a supporter.
What did you say about that off the beaten path Hampton Gate.
But we can't do anything unless we thank Fraser Bay.
Oh, no, absolutely. Fraser Bay. Fraser Bay, Jimmy Fraser Bay. Look, not only has been a supporter, but he's an educator. You know, if anybody's talked to Jimmy at any time, Fraser Bay, he's going to educate you on things of knowledge, man, wealth of knowledge. Thank you, Fraser Bay, and continue to do what you do. Thank you, everyone, man. Let me look around and make sure I don't forget. I want to thank my wife right here, man. Yeah. You know, man, please don't look. She said, I'm a lot of things, right? You know, that song, I'm Every Woman, you know. Yes, absolutely. You know, I want to say, you know, all woman and all amazing, right? You know how they say half man, half amazing? All woman, all amazing, mate. You are, yeah. Let's give her a hand. And those are, and they're clapping because they know you. They know what I'm talking about, right? So I really appreciate it and love you. I appreciate you. Everybody knows how I feel about you. If I didn't, you know, don't start singing. I'm nervous. So, yeah, she's taking the mic.
Because he getting ready to start singing.
No. Oh, yeah, I can't do that, though. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it today.
But anyway, we're going to
Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, thank you all for coming. I know Councilmember Jawando had to leave early, so we're going to let him. You don't have to?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, all right. Okay, then we'll start with Executive County Exec. Come on, babe. You get in. Bunny. Get over here.
Oh, we're going to, okay. Oh, we got, okay.
Got a proclamation.
I was getting out the way.
First I want to say, like, you all do amazing work, and we've known about your work for a long time, and it's good to see that you've got, hopefully, a permanent home that you can call yours. And it's absolutely critical that we have this resource in the community. The numbers of people who are enduring opioid addictions is still astronomical. And no amount of money from the crooks who did this is going to make up for the lives that are lost. I mean, those people belong in jail. You should not be able to buy your way out of murder. But apparently you can. And it really bothers me to see that, because they've caused so much pain for so many people, and we're just indifferent to it. It has a devastating effect on the community and on the families. I've had a friend who didn't go to the point of dying, but wound up as an alcoholic being given OxyContin from a pill mill, and wound up arrested and in jail because he had no way of controlling or knowing what he was doing. And it's frightening when you see that in somebody, you know, who you don't expect it from at all, when you're a 70-year-old male who's lived a kind of normalish life, and the next thing you're kind of off the rails. It's a reminder of how easy it is to go over the edge, and a reminder of how hard it is to come back. And so I look at this and I think, you know, it's really critical that you're here. You know, we took a big step in the county this year. We opened up another homeless shelter because we wanted to make sure we got people off the street. So we have 200-bed shelter on Neville Street. The whole goal of that was to make sure we could put people in a place where they could have a touch with another human being every day. They may not always want it. They may not welcome a discussion, but there are people there for counseling. There's food. There's all the things a person would need there to try to make them feel like it's a safe place to be, and hopefully open up the opportunity for them to have conversations when they need to have conversations. And that was a big thing for us to do, but this is a huge thing for you all to do. And I can only imagine how many people you have coming in and out of here. It's hard not to walk down the street and see the need, and even in Montgomery County. And I'll say the other thing that's hard is the opioid crisis goes back decades. And the difference is it affects a broader population now. I mean, let's be blunt about this. When this was just people dying on a street corner in Baltimore, nobody ever said what life did they miss, you know. It's so sad, but it's gotten broader and it's gotten people's attention, and I hope that the recognition of that spreads the programming that's needed over everybody who needs it. This is a deep, deep need in this community. I'm glad that I'm in a county where people care about things like this, where you can put stuff in a budget and people don't say, why are you doing that? You know, you're doing too much. You know, the question is always, could you do more? And Judith, you're really good at asking for more.
She's on our board too.
But that's what we need. We need people to continue to remind us there needs to be more. No matter what we tell you about how good we've done or what we think we've done, we haven't really gotten as far as we need to go. I want to continue to work with you. I really do appreciate everything you've done, and all of you in this room, because you're all part of this. You're not here for spectators or for acknowledgement. You're here because you're part of the programs that come out of here. So I want to thank you all for contributing to the well-being of our residents in Montgomery County. And I have this proclamation.
All right.
You guys have your own proclamations, right? Okay. We're armed with individual proclamations.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna place them all over.
So, whereas Tree of Hope was started in 2014 as Avery Road alumni by a group of people in recovery who wanted to give back and help others connect to recovery. They are a peer-run, completely volunteer organization that provides peer mentoring, peer training, and social integration programming for people new in recovery or in the need of a new start. And whereas TOH provides referral treatment, certificate peer recovery specialist program trainings, one-on-one peer support, and peer groups for all. They've trained over 600 recovery coaches across the state of Maryland, which is pretty amazing. And they facilitate groups in shelter systems and treatment serving over 200. They've opened a safe place to connect people in recovery to the needed resources to start their new lives successfully. TOH aims to put recovery to work, and whereas TOH is opening the doors to the first recovery community center in Montgomery County, certified by the National Association Faces and Voices of Recovery. Clients can self-refer or can be referred by Montgomery County Access to Behavioral Health, Department of Corrections, hospitals, or other treatment providers. Their community organizations have brought together over 260 programs and resources as a resources bank that serves the entire state. In addition, through partnerships with other organizations, they'll offer family support groups, 12-step recovery groups, workforce development training, HIV and transgender peer groups, and much more. Now, therefore, do I, as Marc Elrich, County Executive, hereby recognize and congratulate Tree of Hope Association on the opening of their Substance Abuse Recovery Community Center in Rockville, and encourage all residents, government agencies, and private businesses, nonprofit organizations, and other groups in Montgomery County to take action to promote recovery and improve the health of our county. Signed 28th of July, 2022.
Because it's out of here. Councilmember. All of us. Jawando. Okay.
All three of us.
Okay,
No, you stay up, Bunny.
Come on, Bunny.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody can come up.
Do we go, youngest to oldest? What are we doing?
We'll end up with most handsome. Go ahead and go first.
Well, we all have proclamations for you, so we're going to get your walls painted. But
Yeah.
just thank you for what you both do, and everyone in here. Brian Stevenson has a quote that I use often: each of us is more than the worst thing we've ever done. And when you think about what we've gone through as a country this last couple of years, if you didn't know about the need for recovery, you know it now. Because we are on a long and difficult path to recovery as a nation, but you all have known for quite a while. Because you're helping people make those difficult steps forward and then catching them when they go backwards and then helping them take steps forward again. And as Marc said, we're not going to read any of these, we are here to support your mission. And I'm so glad you're right here at this hub, right at Courthouse Square, at the epicenter where sometimes people have some of the worst days of their lives across the street here. And we need hope now more than ever, and you're providing it. So we're just an honor to be a part of it, and we continue to support you.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead. I'm going to declare this.
There's a surprise at the end here that with Councilmember Katz. It's only a surprise. It's not a surprise to Judith because I think she's probably been to 100 of these with Councilmember Katz. But first of all, thank you. You talked about coming to this work and the salary you were told about. What you weren't told about was the benefits. And when you think about the work that you do, the work that everybody here does, the benefits aren't in healthcare or in car or phone or retirement. They're in saving lives. They're in changing lives. They're in lifting up lives that need help, need hope. And the greatest thing that we can give people is the worst thing we can take away from people, which is hope in their ability to get out of bed and have a good day, to get out of bed and have a productive and constructive day. And too many of us take that for granted until we don't have it anymore. And I don't think there's a single person in here who hasn't been impacted by this, who hasn't lost a loved one, who hasn't seen a loved one on this journey. And the journey doesn't always end out well. And that's because there's more we can do. And that's what you are challenging us to do as a county and as a community, and that's what you're leading us in doing. When I think of the tree of hope, the roots of the tree, you're really feeding the roots. We're oftentimes focused on the leaves when we walk down the street, when you see somebody, but what is going on inside somebody is their roots. And that's what this organization is about. That's what this community is about. And I'm just really humbled and proud to serve in a community that believes in that, and to have people like you and organizations like this that are willing to make sure that we don't leave anybody behind. And I am so glad that it is here. I mean, it's not just across from the courthouse. It's transit accessible. It's where jobs are. It's where housing is. It's in the middle of everything. It's literally at the center of the county, in the county seat, and it's exactly where it should be. So it took a while. It took a while to get to the promised land, but you got here, and you're in the right place, and we're right down the street, and we're ready to support you more, and we're ready to continue to make sure that we are addressing the challenges that our community members are facing. So thank you so much. I have more artwork for you. I will just say it's not a competition, so we didn't check who had bigger font, So, we get a little competitive. We get a little competitive. But thank you, sincerely, and thank you to everybody here. Let me turn it over to Councilmember Katz.
Thank you very much. I don't know why they said it's not a competition. Where do you hear mine? I'm just telling you. When I look around this room and see good friends and see people who have saved so many lives, see head shaking already, so many lives in so many ways for people in some cases that you had never met prior, but we knew that they needed our help. And that's the best the government can ever do. Is when someone is down, we all need to come together. My colleagues have heard me say a zillion times that I'm somebody that believes a community is a family. And when someone in our family needs help, all the family needs to come together to get them there. I see Judge Rupp in the room, who I don't know how many thousands of lives he's saved. Now, Your Honor, you got a little bit more applause than I did. That I'm not start. You see, Judy Clark, we can, Jimmy Frazier, we can go around this room, Dr. Crowel, we can go around this room and see the people who have saved other people. I do remember, and I'm going to be as quick as I can on this, but when we started Wells Robertson House so many, many years ago, Jimmy remembers, so many years ago, we had people that said, why are you doing that? Why would you spend my dollars, my tax dollars, to do it? But then, I don't know how many years ago it's already been, Jimmy, but then once the people started seeing lives being saved, once they realized that it was their children and their grandchildren whose lives we were being saved, all of a sudden it became a good investment. And that's why I have brought I'm the in the 3rd District. So let it hereby be declared that today is Tree of Hope Day. Jawando, who won this? Who won this? Yeah. In the 3rd District of Montgomery County, in recognition of their grand opening and their commitment to educating and advocating for the recovery and mental health community. It's declared today and signed by me. But I can tell you, we don't always agree with everything each other does in Montgomery County. This one would get 9 signatures in the county executive. Thank you very much for all you do.
Thank you so much. But we have Judge Rupp here, who is like a rock star in the community, right? He is he's such a hero.
Oh.
You know, so I'm really grateful that you were able to come out and say something.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know, it's an honor to be here today to celebrate the opening of the Tree of Hope Recovery Center. As one of the founders of the Montgomery County Circuit Court Adult Drug Treatment Court, which we began 18 years ago, back in 2004, I have seen firsthand the challenges and the difficulties and the devastation caused by addiction. I've personally experienced it. And I've seen firsthand how difficult it is for people to overcome their addiction, to accept their addiction, and to become contributing members of our community. But you know, what happens is, you know, it is so difficult to get clean, to get sober, that there's a tendency to think, well, you know, now that I'm clean, now that I'm sober, why don't I have the job that I want? Why don't I have the house that I want? Why don't I have the health care that I need? Why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? And, you know, and there's a tendency to think, well, you know, I don't have these things. I'm just going to say the hell with it. I'm going to go back and start using again. Just forget about it. You know, the person I was will use again if I don't change. It's the process of change. It's not just staying clean, it's the process of change. And that's what the Tree of Hope provides. That's what the Tree of Hope services are. It's to surround that person in recovery, to give that person a chance, to help that person accept life on life's terms. So that's what it's all about, how to live life comfortably sober. Accepting life on life's terms. You know, things happen, stuff happens. And there's a tendency to think when the unacceptable happens just to go back out and start using again. Just the hell with it. But the Tree of Hope Recovery Center is here to provide that resource, to come for the help that we need, the help that we should get, and become and continue to become contributing members of the community. I mean, I look around this room, and it's like the Hall of Fame of people in recovery. I mean, I knew Jimmy Fraser Bay back when he had real hair, and and Mr. Sutton and Larry. I mean, it's just great, you know. And I was telling Bunny earlier, the real Bunny in my life is Bunny Boswell, and and she's just been a fabric of the community forever. And it just, the highlight of my career was starting our drug treatment court. You know, the gifts that I've seen with people getting sober, but it's not just getting clean. It's overcoming tragedies. It's overcoming difficulties. And we can't do it by ourselves. We need help. And the support that's here with the Tree of Hope Recovery Center gives the opportunity for people to come and to get the help that we need in order to live our lives and to recognize that there's nothing that can happen that's worth using over. Absolutely nothing. Doesn't change anything. It's still there. Except now we're back out on the street again and to get the support that we need. And this is so needed here. So thank you for opening this, this wonderful facility, for providing the support that the community needs so that we can have even more people contributing to the community and be a part of this great community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I also want to recognize Judge Mariasa Bernard, who's been so helpful and supportive to us. She's just been just an amazing person in our lives. But my next person is my favorite people, Meghan Westwood.
Well, what an honor. I actually jumped on the opportunity when Latonia asked, and I wrote some words down, but I'm going off script. I got to go off script. But I want to make sure I really spoke from the heart from this, because this is one of the greatest honors of my professional career. I am a lucky woman in that I have found a career that has brought me so much personal and professional satisfaction. And so for those of you who don't know me, I've been working in the field of delivering treatment services in Montgomery County for almost 25 years. Thought I'd never say that out loud, but clearly right out of middle school. And there's so many rock stars in this room that I hope there's a chance for you guys to walk around and talk about the work that these people are doing, that are on the street and doing the just unbelievably great work. And let me talk, I'm looking at Kira too, who works at Avery Road with me, and let me tell you, she is there every day working with people in crisis with compassion and heart, and those are the folks that we have to look to that are doing the hard work. But I gotta spend a little time talking about Latonia and Bunny, who have given me far too much credit for mentorship, and what I need to say is what you have taught me. Where is Bunny? He's here. You'll share with him. He knows how I feel. What you guys have taught me. About 10 years ago, Dr. Crowel, maybe longer, I don't even know, I'm losing track. We took a contingency of folks up to Philadelphia to look at recovery community organizations. And we thought, that's what we need. We need a place. And we've sort of been working in that direction. And they were these great places that were filled with people with lived experiencing, welcoming people in early recovery in the doors. And we're like, this is what's missing. So for 25 years, I've been practicing. I'm a social worker by trade. And I believe from my heart treatment works. Not always the first time, not always the second time, not even the third time sometimes. But treatment works, and we don't give up on saving lives. And I'm dedicated to evidence-based practices and where the science is taking us and all of those things. But we cannot do it alone. Because when people leave our doors, they have to be caught. They have to be welcomed and embraced in the community. And that's what this is about. It's a wicked disease. We know that. Let's not sugarcoat this. It is a wicked disease. It's causing lives. It's creating chaos, not just for the person who's suffering, but for our communities, for their loved ones. There's incarcerations, there's homelessness, and the stigma, right? So to have this place, and if you've ever watched these two in action, the way they welcome people in at their lowest moment, right? I am acutely aware that the day someone walks into Avery Road Treatment Center is the most humbling day of their lives. So how we treat that is critical. And the day they walk out is one of the most terrifying days of their lives, right? And who's going to be there to catch them? And that's incumbent on all of us. And now we have this actual brick and mortar safe haven. Then Montgomery County, well done. You picked the right crew to do this, right? So let me tell you the things. I have stood side by side with Latonia and Bunny. Sometimes I'm slightly behind them, and I'm like, I need you to go advocate a little bit something, hence we got a new Avery Road, right? But I've also stood side by side with Latonia, and I have this very clear image, not so long ago, of a woman who was really, really in crisis. And Latonia happened to be in Avery Road this, and I said, come on, Latonia, you and me, let's go outside. She was really sick and really, really struggling. And there was a magic Latonia had. I'm not sure what happened with this woman, and she may come back another time, but she made a connection. And so I'm going to share with you what I believe the secret to Bunny and Latonia is, and it's not complicated. It's just humanity, right? It is in their heart. It is humanity. And when people are at their lowest, they get it. They have lived experience. So that's what this is about. So you've taught me so much watching this process. And again, there's so many people in this room, and I wish I could call them out. I wish you all knew them because they are amazing people. The recovery community, filled with amazing people with these unbelievably heroic stories and what they have overcome, and they've laid it bare for the world, right? How brave is that to say, I've been there and offer hope? So that's it. This is the Tree of Hope, and this is the end result. And I am so proud, and so honored to think that I had any small part to do with this, and here to support you, and whatever you need in continued collaboration. And I wish you all the best, and congratulations.
Meghan, thank you.
Yes. You see his name? last, but definitely not least, Dr. Crowel has been one of our biggest advocates, and he's always offers us encouragement, you know, even just in the words and support, you know. So we just appreciate you beyond bounds, and we're so glad that you're here. But, you know, if you can grace us with a few words, we would love.
Yes, Raymond, we love you. Thank you. We love you both. Thank you.
So I have notes, but I will go. I promise you, I will also go off script because there's no way I'm going to get through this without off script. This is about people. We're here in a building and we're dedicating a building, but this is about people. It's been said that lightning never strikes twice in the same place, but when you're around Latonia and Bunny Rich, I'm not so sure about that. Avery Road Treatment Center. We were stuck. We couldn't get this thing off of the paper and into the ground. And then somewhere along the way, the Riches had a few offered a perspective, a fresh perspective, and a few words of encouragement to then County Executive Ike Leggett, who then came back to his office and said, "We got to build this space." We won't get into what those words were and how you did that process. Suffice it to say, the advocacy was off the rails. Lightning struck, and we have this beautiful facility at Avery Road campus thanks to the work that you all kickstarted for us. You went on in partnership with Maryland Treatment Centers to create STEER, and Latonia came to be a part of STEER. And STEER has saved lives. STEER has saved countless lives. And when COVID hit, they didn't roll up shop and go home. They went online. They met people at the doors of the hospital because the hospitals wouldn't let them in the door. They created a network, a calling network, a network of providers around the state to find places for folks who were ready to begin their journey of recovery. Lightning strikes again. They created the Tree of Hope. Not just because they didn't have anything else to do with their lives, I think. So you create, how hard it is to run a nonprofit, to stand up and create a nonprofit. It is a lot of work. But somewhere along the way, they found the energy and the time to do that with a lot of support from all the people that are in this room. There's a whole round of people who were behind them, and I'm clear that they would say that, so I will say that as well, that I know that this is not just about the Bunny and Latonia show. This is about a whole group of folks who came together to make this happen and keep making it happen. But lightning struck again. There is, and as part of that process, created peer recovery specialists, helped to drive and I think invent the whole notion of peer recovery specialists. We had an idea and we'd seen that work up in Philadelphia. You all took it to another level, and 600 people is an impressive number of people to train in peer recovery. And you're showing us new ways through Tree of Hope how to use and how to make sense of what peer recovery specialists bring to the work that we do. So much so that I'm trying to figure out how we do it in other parts of the department now. So not just for the addictions world, but other parts of the space. If any of you doubt the impact of that, go to drug court graduation. You know, when I have felt at my worst about this job, I found my way over to a drug court graduation because that reminds me why I do the work that I do. I'm a psychologist by training, and my inclination is to go sit in a room and do therapy with somebody. But that's not the job I have. My job is to figure out how to get resources in front of people and things that they need so that they can do this work. Drug court reminds me why I'm here. And I will guarantee you that the people who are graduating have had their lives touched by the Tree of Hope by a peer recovery specialist. That is real. And now we've got a recovery drop-in center. A latest greatest moment of lightning. I was talking to Bunny about this before we got started this evening. He was talking about all the travails that they had in finding a place and it didn't go through, and finding another place that wasn't quite right, and finding something that was someplace else. How providential that you end up literally a walk from the court. Yes. A walk from court. This is providential. And it was a stroke of brilliance. And this is when I walked in and saw this space, I said, this is perfect. This is exactly what you need and exactly what was called for. It's a welcoming place where people can go. It's a place that's safe. It is, where's my note? I want to make sure I see this. A place where they can spend time, people can come and spend time and give and receive support. It's a place where people understand this journey of understand addiction, but more importantly, understand what it means to be in recovery. And that is not an easy thing. The recovery part of this is a whole lot harder than the addictions part because it is one day at a time, it is one step at a time, it is a decision and a choice that people make every day to stay sober and to stay on that path. And this is a place where when people fall off that path, they don't get judged for that. They get welcomed back in the door. Come back, let's start over again, let's pick up the pieces. It's not, you're not, they let people know that you're not alone in falling off that wagon and missing a step. Everybody misses a cue. And I think that for me is probably one of the most important pieces. This is a tangible symbol of a place that gives hope, a tangible symbol of hope for people. And then I will say this way, say it this way. This is a building. I said that at the beginning. This is a building. The building means nothing. It is a place where people come through the door. It's who's meeting them on the other side of that door when they come in that door. It is who's meeting them, who's engaging them, who's inviting them in, who's connecting with them, who's saying, yeah, hope is here. It's not just on the wall. It's here. It's in the people, and it's in the passion that you all bring to this work. A job is one of those things you do, you get paid to do. Work is what you get called to do. And a career is when your work and your job align perfectly and in synergy, so that you would do that no matter what, whether you got paid for it or not. And I know that you all did it when you weren't getting paid for it. So I'm grateful and eternally grateful for the work that you all have done, the things you've taught me over the years. When I came in here, Dick Kunkel would tell you if he were here, he didn't know squat about addictions and recovery because it had been many years since I'd done any of that work. But I learned so much from you all about how this work gets done and what it takes to do this work. And so I'm here, lightning has struck yet again with Latonia and Bunny, and I'm grateful to have been a part of that and be able to witness that in some small way. And can't wait for the next idea. Call me, I'll be around. Thank you.
I know it's a little warm in here, so you got something?
Well, I did find my list, and here it is. This is, and guess where, guess where the list was? In my pocket. It was right below my mask, But anyway, I want to make sure we thank Eric Sterling. Okay, he was with us and helped us from day one, he's not here. But I want to make sure that we mention him. He was integral in helping us. Did you mention Dutchie and Allen?
Not, go ahead.
Trachtenberg.
I didn't. I missed them. They're on the program, but I didn't.
Yes, man. Like this is a community center, man. It takes a community to make it happen. I want to make sure that, just like Raymond said, Susan Troxel. Oh man, man. Y'all gotta know, man. Y'all got to know it's not just us, man. It's not just us. It's so many people, man.
It's literally a community center.
Yeah.
The community has helped us with all
including a couple of ones that I want to recognize that are not here that didn't make it to this event. And I won't say the finish line because we're just getting started. We got work to do just getting here. So it's not like the finish line. But Shadell Canty, I want to recognize her. She has transitioned. But she was one of the ones who, when we had to go advocate, she said, "I will drive the van. Let's get them together, and I'll take them in the van. Let's get the recoveries together from ARCC, Road Combined Care, and put them in the van and take them up there to the budget hearing, right, yeah. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right. And look, and also James Anderson, who is no longer here too, our friend good in recovery, James Anderson. I want to recognize people because they took their time and they helped us out and they were along with us, man. And if it's anybody, I know it's so many of you all in here, there's no way I could keep saying, talking about everybody, but I want to. But thank you guys and thank you everybody for coming out. Make your, in our case, we made our pain our purpose. And then when that happened, our purpose became our peace,
That was nice, baby. I want to also thank Channel 16 for coming out here and supporting us and being here with us. They also support us in a way of our television show. We have a show called Road to Recovery that Mr. Sutton over here hosts, right? And Channel 16 has been been our spot, right? So check us out. Road to Recovery. And we have it listed on the website, and my kids are here. That's my son, Bernard. Yeah, and that's Latasha in the corner. Yeah.
There's Lars. Lars always helps us out. Lars.
Yeah, Lars.
It's so many.
So it's so many, yes. So, you know, I know it's hot in here, but there's a lot of food over there, right? Yes. So, you know, you guys can just go mingle, look around, check out the, we have some ladies around here to give everybody a tour and just check out the site. We're really proud of what we've done here, right? This is a place where people can come and it's nice, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know, because, you know, a lot of times when nonprofits, you know, it's kind of, but we were blessed in being able to make this a place that's deserving of our community, right? You know, because I feel like, just like Avery Road, you know, they rebuilt Avery Road to raise the bar on what people coming in recovery should be looking towards, right? And I feel like this center does that as well, you know. So thank you all for coming out, and thank my board, the board, Judith, you know, Larry, Kevin, Shore, you know, they've all been amazing and supportive. And hi, Tanya.
Just mention David Sid, who couldn't be here too. He helped.
Yes, most definitely. So we can do this all day. So I'm not going to do that. Go get something to eat and enjoy yourself.